Yesterday, I did a video about the fall of the House of Who with showrunner, actors, and the mainstream media telling long-term fans of the show, if you don't like this ideological drive, stop watching. We don't need you. Well, now all of the ratings are in, and this includes the iPlayer ratings, where it aired 19 hours earlier than BBC One. So were the bulk of the views on iPlayer as the Radio Times had predicted? No. Nobody watched. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Yesterday, as I mentioned, we went into the fall of the House of Who. We also looked at the overnight ratings for the first 3 episodes of Doctor Who. Well, the first 2 episodes of Doctor Who have now received their full ratings, which is the consolidated numbers. This makes up the overnight viewership, plus who watched on the BBC iPlayer over the course of the next 7-day period. And with the show now switching things up to launch on the iPlayer 19 hours earlier than it actually airs on BBC One, the Radio Times, if you remember, had this to say. The 2.6 million and 2.4 million overnight rating figures for Space Babies and the Devil's Cord will end up being just a fraction of the total audience. It's going to end up being a rather large fraction, but they also went on to say, but I have no doubt they'll be big, especially if that 10 million figure for Gatwa's first episode, Christmas Special, The Church on Ruby Road, is anything to go by. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also quote what Jinx Monsoon decided to tell long-term Doctor Who fans. And if they don't watch it, then who needs them? I truly believe for every fan we lose to transphobia, we're going to have 2 to 3 more coming in because they're excited for trans representation. Oh, Jinx, to quote the Doctor, something you're probably unable to do, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm not, because I think you're a complete tosser. And even Shooty from that proud line of Scottish Gatwas had this to say about the audience as well. Don't watch. Turn off the TV. Go and touch grass. Please. For God's sake. Well, guess what? People listen to you because they're getting sick and tired of being told what to do when it comes to their entertainment. So enough foreplay. How did the Doctor Who episodes actually do? Ouch! And to answer the Radio Times immediately, the overnights actually made up a rather large fraction of the overall audience. And if I wanted to play silly beggars, then that means by your own article, Doctor Who has lost 6.3 million since the Christmas special. Or do you not want to play that game anymore? So episode 1 drew in a consolidated number of 3.71 million, and episode 2, which was back to back, drew in a consolidated number of 3.67 million. And because context is key and the BBC iPlayer has been around since 2007, let's compare this as an opening season to the other Doctors, shall we? Before the iPlayer was even around, Christopher Eccleston's return as the Doctor brought in a staggering 10.81 million overnight viewership. David Tennant's first tenure as the Doctor drew an audience of 8.62 overnights back in 2006 with his first episode, New Earth. When the young Matt Smith took over, 27 years of age, 4 years younger than Ncuti Gatwa is now, he drew in an audience of 10.08 million for the 11th hour, one of the greatest episodes of Doctor Who ever made. Going to my own personal favourite Doctor, Peter Capaldi, his absolutely exquisite entrance in Deep Breath, bringing in 9.17 million viewers. Even Whittaker, who I don't even think's a bloody doctor in my eyes, drew in 10.54 million on her first episode as the Doctor. So just to pack it together nicely for you, 10.81 for Eccleston, 9.84 for Tennant, 10.08 for Matt Smith, 9.17 for Peter Capaldi, and 10.54 for Jodie Whittaker. And what can we put alongside those numbers? 3.71 million. Just looking at it next to all the other debuts of the Doctor, it is an absolute catastrophe. There is no other way to describe it.
Much pressure? Yes, yeah, but I feel like I can handle it.
I'd have some sympathy for them, but they're absolutely insufferable people. Peter Capaldi had some of the worst scripts to deal with for 2 of his seasons as the Doctor, because Stephen Moffat had gone full-on feminist after receiving some criticism. But Peter Capaldi could elevate those bad scripts with his acting because he was so damn good. And it is a shame that he didn't get the opportunity to have some of the great pieces of work that Moffat had previously written. With that said, there was never a single solitary point in time or space that I thought that Peter Capaldi wasn't the Doctor. He exemplified him in every single facet of his being. Matt Smith's genius portrayal of the Doctor, a man that was so young in terms of years and yet could portray the Doctor as such an old soul in this body. It was incredible the way that you could see that this man had lived for thousands of years, all because of Matt Smith's incredible acting. David Tennant, a lot of people's favorite Doctor, brought a bunch of accessibility for the Doctor. And by accessibility, I mean his character was so likable for all kinds of reasons. The fun, the excitement, the adventures, the darkness, that he appealed to virtually everybody. And taking on that youthful exuberance as the Doctor brought new life to the character that brought in so many more viewers and made it an international hit. And of course, the New Who era, all beginning with Christopher Eccleston, a man who made us believe in the Doctor again, a man who brought such darkness and earnestness to the role. This was a person who was struggling with the loss of Gallifrey, the Time Lords, and pretty much everything, trying to find some reason to go on, and it was brilliantly played by him. Now all we're left with is Jodie bloody Whittaker and Ncuti freaking Gatwa, 2 people who are brought into the role as the Doctor purely for ideological reasons, 2 people that went out there and started to try and preach to the Doctor Who audience, 2 people that belittled the Doctor Who audience, and people who told the Doctor Who audience, if you don't like it, turn it off. Well, congratulations, because that's exactly what they did. You told them to, they listened, and you lost millions of viewers because of it. And I don't expect any coming to Jesus moment. I don't expect the showrunner or the actors to come out and apologize about the way that they've actually spoken to the audience. No, no, no. I expect them to double down, triple down, quadruple down, whatever. Call me whatever names you want. Call us ists, phobes, gammons. Call us bacon or sirloin steaks. I don't care. It's not going to get people to return to your utter shit that you're calling a show. I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Bye for now.